Hey, good morning. So we are trying out this live stream. And for those of you who are hovering over that dislike button, stop it. Stop it. We're testing. We're testing. We know this is not perfect. So I have decided that probably one of the best things that we can share with each other is a little support and a little motivation. So Tuesday mornings, I'm thinking Tuesday mornings, we'll be doing Pep Talk Tuesday, and we will go over stuff, life stuff. So if you have some things that you need some support and encouragement and rah cheerleading with, or maybe some general guidance like, Jesus, why is everything going backwards and sideways this week? You know, so this I think should be the place to put that out there and get you all the support you need. So, and again, this is a beta test. We are just trying, the royal we, me and my 12 personalities. We're just trying it out. So for now, if you're in the room with me, I would love to chat with you. So please, by all means, say hi, and go ahead and put something on the table. Okay. Oh, we have two people. So, for those of you, and it looks like it says Delights. Hi. Hey. So for those of you who have not been living under a rock and have been paying attention, you may have found that this last week, everything sort of fell apart like a bad cake, right? Or like a bad muffin. Just schedules fall apart, plans fall apart, people, well, some people fell apart. A whole lot of stuff going sideways and south, completely at very inconvenient times. And that is largely because, this is our look back in history segment. This is because Mars in the lovely sign of Sagittarius, you know, full speed ahead, damn the torpedoes, was squaring like half the solar system in Pisces. And Pisces is not known. The hallmarks of Pisces are not organization, being on time, keeping a schedule, consistency with details. So when you have Mars squaring all these Pisces planets, it tends to make all that Piscean energy even worse. And mind you, Jupiter rules both signs, both Sagittarius and Pisces. So the things, and here's the really sad part, the things that did go well last week and are still operative right now while Mars is in Sag and Pisces, all those Pisces planets. Oh, sorry, I can't do that. Because Jupiter does co-rule both those signs, or is the ruler and co-ruler of these signs. And Jupiter is in Scorpio. So this week, as we move forward, until some of those Pisces planets move into Aries, or Mars moves out of Sagittarius, we got a couple more weeks of this. Oh, Jesus. The things that are working well is a whole lot of politicking and behind the scenes maneuvers and a whole lot of power plays. Yeah, see, we like it when Destiny's playing good games with us. I like games. I like fun games. I like board games. B-O-A-R-D, not board games. B-O-R-E-D. So things to be aware of this week, especially if you are in the middle of a professional chess game or a personal chess game with other people. So the first thing I would say, and this is your Auntie Jen talking, the first thing I would say is, you know, listen, unless you're a big drama queen and you really get off on stirring the pot, like just, oh my God, stay out of that, right? So don't get involved in intrigue and nonsense with other people. It's just not worth it. But if you do find yourself in a position where you kind of have to play chess with someone else, you know, professionally or personally, because you've just been put in this position and things need to get done and they're just not going to cooperate. And, you know, now we have to think 6 steps ahead to try and maneuver stuff, you know, and relationships and people and curry favor and negotiate and all sort of stuff, try and make things happen. Okay. So a couple of things to keep in mind. One, this is the time that this is going to be the most operative. So if you're not doing it, it does not mean other people are not doing it. Other people are very much politicking and maneuvering and negotiating and moving chess pieces around in the background and doing what they got to do to win the game. And, you know, since some people are not operating from the finest places in themselves, we have to stay on top of these things, even if it's not our nature to be, you know, very, very scorpionic, you know, and sort of stuff. So do stay on top of that. If you're trying to do good things, I'd really like you to not get steamrolled by, you know, what is it, the evil empire, as it were, or the great evil one. Which is entirely possible if you let your guard down and you decide to take it easy while Mars is in Sagittarius and we've got all these Pisces planets. This is not the time to relax. This is not the time to say, oh, it'll be fine. What? Rainbows and unicorns and glitter and fairies. No, no. Oh my God. That only works if you've got nothing on the plate. If you've got stuff going on and you've got an agenda and you've got literally like, with somebody else, you cannot afford to rest. This is the time to really think about what you're doing and to make chess moves, specific, well thought out, well planned, 6 steps in advance actions. Okay, take no movement for granted right now. And you're only going to get a couple of chances to do stuff because you've got an opponent that's on the chessboard with you. And they're thinking 6 steps ahead too. So they're also trying to predict your moves. The other thing is that Sagittarius and Pisces are both transpersonal signs. They're not about me, my, mine, although sometimes Sagittarius can look like that. And Pisces can be a little lazy, so sometimes it can look like that with Pisces. But the essence of the sign is very much about the greater good. What's good for the tribe or the herd, Sagittarius, you know, and what's good for humanity and, you know, the vulnerable and the people who can't speak for themselves, Pisces. So people who are actively campaigning on behalf of other people, right? Not your personal agenda, but for the benefit, safety, and protection of other people. This is the time when you will have the most opportunities to really make some power moves. So don't waste this opportunity. Do not go to sleep at the wheel, right? Like, keep that fire under your butt lit. Think 6 steps ahead. Remember, this is a chess game, and literally, there's only going to be a winner or a loser here, all right? And stay on point and on the course, okay? Because Jupiter ruling these 2 sets of planets is very, very active and will continue to be active as long as we've got Mars and Sagittarius and all these planets in Pisces, because they're both Jupiter ruled, right? So Jupiter and Scorpio is very, very heavily emphasized. Now, here's what's going to happen. When these planets start moving from Pisces into Aries, now we're going to have a whole other set of things going on. And that's going to happen later in March, right? Because the sun will go into Aries and all those planets are going to follow with it. When those planets go into Aries, they become Mars ruled. Well, where's Mars? Mars in Sagittarius. So Mars is disposited by Jupiter, but that's getting, I mean, we're really getting out there now with, you know, what is it? Oh my God, I'll think of it in a second. It's like the seven steps. Oh, anyway. But it's from everything we need always comes up in the most simplest form. So ultimately, all those Aries planets, when those planets migrate from Pisces and Aries, will be ruled by Mars, which will still be in Sagittarius. So there'll be a whole lot of huffing and puffing and going on. But the most important thing is that when that happens, because all this energy is going to be concentrated in that Mars and Sagittarius, that's when things will launch. All right. So we really do have a time limit on here, and the results will be very, very quick. So things that, if you stay the course and you stay on point and you fight the good fight now, and it's very much an unselfish fight because you're really working for other people. You know, you're trying to stand up and be the voice of and defend and protect and support and champion people who either cannot speak for themselves, you know, or you're in the best possible position to get a message out that will protect and help them. Everything is supported right now. You'll get all sorts of political support right now if you're on top of that. Okay, selfish aims are not supported unless your opponent goes to sleep and decides to diddle daddle for the next 3 or 4 weeks because, you know, la 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 Pisces, you know, la 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 rainbows and unicorns. Oh, look, a smoke pipe. Obviously, this does not necessarily involve artists, you know, or, you know, stoners. So, I mean, you guys just do what you do. But for the rest of us, we're going to stay on point. And then what will happen is when when all those planets go into Aries and Mars deposits all those Pisces planets, Mars staying in Sag, then what's going to happen is, boom, things are going to move. Things are going to move. So whatever we lay the groundwork for and we position everything in, somebody's going to hit that start button as soon as those planets go into Aries. So that's what I wanted to give you. And myself, because this is Pep Talk Tuesday. So tell me about you. Tell me what your plans or goals or agendas are for the next few weeks. Where are you trying to move your life, you know, or situations? And I'm sorry if I'm looking off to the thing. I don't really know where we're in beta testing right now. I've never done live stream, so bear with me. And I'm trying to figure out where the eye of the camera is. So it looks a little weird because it keeps looking like I'm looking off somewhere else, and I apologize. So, let's see. So let's just go over some stuff. Virgo with an Aries moon, the rest, oh my God, and the rest in Leo and Scorpio. Good Lord. So I'm going to say something, and don't take it the wrong way. I can say this because I'm saying it with love. And I also know there's a whole lot of other good stuff. But good God almighty, woman, like, how seriously can you take yourself? No, I'm just kidding. Aries, Virgo, Aries moon. Whew. Leo, Scorpio, tends to, so all of the signs individually, where is the, oh, there's the eye. All the signs by themselves tend to take themselves very seriously. Like, you will take me seriously. I know, because I grew up in a family of Scorpios. And my father, my lovely, imposing, larger than life, frightening father who could walk in a room and literally silence it just by standing in the doorway, was a Scorpio with a Leo moon. And he really, Leo rising. He really took himself seriously. But not really. So he only took himself seriously as much as other people were required to take himself seriously. And then of course Virgo takes everything seriously. But and I'm just being snarky. But the good side about all of those planets and those positions is that when you've got that much concentration and such intense signs, that's very much about, you will listen to what I say. They will get stuff done because they're not going to let you ignore them, you know. And a lot of times, you know, here's the thing I've learned in life on my end. Your experiences may be different, and that is that very often the thing that results in nothing getting done is people having the luxury of being able to ignore it, or the person sending the message. So if you can put yourself in a position to not be ignored, you're going to get a lot done just on that alone. Okay. All right. So, what else do we have here? I don't think we really have a lot else. It's morning, and I just want to kind of touch base and play with the live stream. So that's it. So I just want to give that update about this Mars, this Pisces Sag stuff going on. Yeah. Oh, what much? Where are we? Oh, right. And then we do have another eclipse coming up. No, we don't. We just finished that one. Ignore me. Quarter minute for Gemini, 23rd. Right. So the quarter minute for Gemini should the quarter minute for Gemini at the end of this month, around the 23rd, should, in theory, unlock some of these log jams or impasses that we've been dealing with. Because this whole Sagittarius Pisces thing, Mars and Sagittarius squaring all the Pisces months, like literally, I don't know about you, but like just schedules falling apart, cancellations last minute. Oh my God, it's just been, God, things dissolving in your hand like sand running through your fingers. So the quarter moon in Sagittarius is going to square some of those Pisces planets. and should force some decisions. So the quarter moon should unlock a few things and should force some decisions, or, well, not force, but certainly inspire some decisions. And communications, as always, plays a pivotal role. Everything is communications and relationships, but in this particular case, it's very much highlighted. So one of the things that I would pay attention to, especially if you're working on an agenda, is making sure that you get the stuff out there now, because things are going to turn, like the dial is going to turn a little bit when we get to that Gemini quarter moon, and that's going to take us into the second half of this process. Sag Mars square to Pisces, exactly what you, oh yeah, it's been charming. especially for people who like to keep schedules. You know, those of us who actually like things to run on time and as expected. It's just been ducky. Let's see. Can you please tell us what to prep for the upcoming full moon in Pisces? That's a great question. So let me take a look at this. I may have to come back and do this on another video or a live stream, because I really haven't looked at it. This Mars and Sag square on Pisces line has just done a number on me. So I've literally been like a chicken running around the yard without its head, trying to keep up with everything that's kind of falling apart at the last minute. So right off the top of my head, where is this full moon in Pisces? I see a full moon in Virgo in March. Or still in February. Full moon in Pisces. Wait a minute. January, February, March 2018. Am I not seeing this? Oh, it's a new moon. It's a new moon in Pisces. New moon's at 26 Pisces in the middle of them. Oh, right, because it's, oh, okay. And it's going to try in a retrograde Jupiter. Oh, that's interesting. And Mercury will be retrograde. So we're going to have a retrograde Mercury at the time of the new moon. Jupiter will also be retrograde, which rules that new moon. Yes, I see you, you big obnoxious dog. Get down. Get down. And Venus will be in Aries. So let me actually do an actual video on that. Let me think about that for a second, because I don't, I literally haven't had time to look at anything further than the first couple of weeks in front of us. Because I've got a whole lot of stuff going on here where I'm at, up to and including some environmental stuff at my job, because my hair has started to fall out suddenly. I get in the shower and I've got literally clumps of hair coming out. And I currently work for the evil empire, who really does not, or at least our immediate management just above us, does not really invest in employees, which is unfortunate. So it's a bit of a gulag. And we do have some air quality issues. So there's some stuff going on and I need to leave there. But before I go, I've got stuff I need to do as well, for the benefit of my coworkers who I'll be leaving behind. So I apologize. I really haven't had a chance to get into next month or anything like that. But the next couple of days, I've got a bunch of stuff to do. Oh, thank you so much. Yay. Yay. See, everybody responds to positive feedback. Everybody needs a cheerleader. But I will certainly take care of that and look into it. So, do you guys, let me ask you this while I've got you on the phone. Do you guys tell me how you use astrology. That's actually my question, because I know how I use it, but I'm an astrologer, so it doesn't really count, right? So how do you use astrology? Like when you look at these videos and stuff, like what does that information do for you? Or how do you put it to use? Or is it just nice to know? Is it just kind of like a nice to know ahead of time sort of thing? Hello. You want to see my dog? Come here. Oh. So for me, a lot of times, you know, what's interesting is a lot of times I don't think too much about the aspects because I'm actually too busy trying to keep my head above water and living my life. So it doesn't leave a lot of time for me to do meditation or navel gazing, you know, gazing at my navel. But I cherish these moments when I can get on here and actually discuss the aspects with you guys, because what it actually does is it allows me to kind of go through the data banks and sort this out and figure out, okay, well, this is going on, this is going on, so this means da-da-da-da, like literally just doing the whole analysis, which is usually very extemporaneous. I'm literally doing it on the fly, you know, when I'm doing it for you guys, either on video or even now when we're doing a live stream. And what that does is it offers me an opportunity to look at these aspects and give myself a little bit of coaching and, you know, pep talking and preparation for what's coming up, because I don't think about it. I mean, I'm sure other astrologers are much more on top of these things with their transit watching, but I am either too busy or too lazy, depending on what day of the week it is, because when I'm not being really, really busy, I'm being really, really tired. And I think that it's delights. I use it to tap into the connection of what I feel inside and connect it with the planets or the collective consciousness and improve my intentions and actions. It's a gift of the gods. That's so awesome. Yeah. Yep, I can see that. I can totally see that. And sometimes I do that too. It's nice to be validated that you're not going crazy and that some of the stuff that you're experiencing is not you being like wackadoodle, right? Like, oh my God, of course, there's a reason, you know, everybody's being so like, it's not my imagination. But yeah, so I really cherish these opportunities to do this. It gives me a chance to kind of lay all the stuff out on the table and take a look at it and go, okay, this is what we got coming up and this is how we should do this. I'm getting much better about these things. One of the things I think that you'll find is that when you really start getting on a mission, and it doesn't have to be a, you know, a grand life mission, like the be all end all mission of your life. I mean, we should all have those things, right? But sometimes the little missions, you know, are the goals that we have set for ourselves, or the things that we have decided that we will tackle. You know, I will tackle this, because if I don't do this, nobody else is going to do this, right? Those are missions, because you really got to put your heart, soul, and spirit into it. And you really have to be passionate and committed to it if it's going to happen, because you're going to get a lot of pushback. There's a whole lot of people in this world that just don't want things to change. And typically it's the people who are comfortable with situations the way they are, no matter how dysfunctional they are for other people. So, you know, when you're doing your mission, it's very, very helpful. It's very helpful to have a sense of how to navigate, because the stakes get higher. You know, the stakes get higher because when you're on a mission, typically, you know, you're pushing against some really big boulders and some big forces, because you're trying to make bigger changes, you know, either for yourself, so that pushback you're getting is your unconscious that does not want you to change, no matter how unhealthy it is for you, right? Ask anybody who's ever tried to lose weight or get fit. Boy, those habits just kind of sneak back and bite you, right? No, come back here. Stop changing. Or, you know, in other situations where you're pushing up against the powers that be, when you're pushing up against the powers that be that are comfortable in their positions of privilege and luxury and power, even though it's not healthy for the people around them, they're benefiting from it, and nobody until you has been challenging them. So why would they change? And now that you little pipsqueak, you know, how dare you speak up? There's going to be a lot of pushback, and a lot of times it can feel like you're the only person doing it. So, you know, when you have limited resources, whether it's a limited amount of money, a limited amount of time, or a limited amount of support, every action counts. You know, we really have to think about how we're doing that. So astrology helps a lot in terms of making that make more sense, so that we can make better, smarter decisions about how we go about stuff. So I think that's it. So Dalai, you've been lovely. Thank you so much for talking to me. I am going to sign off now.